The hype around this game was stifling. It had so many wondering what the outcome was going to be. Many of us out there, myself included, had Alcorn State beating North Carolina Central in the SWAC MEAC Kickoff Classic game. But guys, you know what? This game came down to a lot of different things that I think some of us really didn't pay close attention to. And Coach going to get into them right after this. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it to you like this. Coach Oliver made a comment about everybody around the country made a prediction that Alcorn State was going to win. But there was one person out there that nobody paid any attention to that made that prediction. Coach going to get into it right after this. It's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow League Sports Network. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, like these videos, comment on these videos, and share these videos. Not to mention, tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. And for all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. Guys, we're just going to go ahead. We're going to keep it as clean as possible on this one, guys. I promise you, I'm going to try and do my best on it. But, hey, y'all make sure y'all hit that notification bell if you have not done so already. Like these videos, comment on these videos, share these videos, and not to mention tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's never positive vibes. It's not all we're doing is talking about HBCU sports over here, just having a good time. So without further ado, y'all see I'm activated still from last night. I'm attending the SWAC MEAC Cricket Wireless Challenge Kickoff. Guys, I had a great time. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So I'm just going to tap on in. We're going to get into this thing. But not to mention, don't forget to follow us on social media. The links are listed down below in the description. So, hey, let's go ahead and get to it because I'm just all over the place. And I'm trying to gather myself now because I had so many notes on this game in which I was trying to be as precise as possible to break this down for everybody and just, you know, drop these nuggets out there on the things that I saw. First of all, I gotta give a huge shout out to all the Alcorn State fans that were in attendance last night at the Park Center Stadium. Hey, we sat on their sideline. We had a great time with them. They're some phenomenal people. The band is great. Some of the folks that actually some of the people that we sat next to, they are a part of the band from the flag girls to dancers to band members. I mean, hey, let me tell you something. Those Brave fans, they take their football seriously along with their band. Trust me when I tell you that. I actually went live a few times during the game on my Instagram page. Go over there and check that out also. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The Braves don't play about their football. Don't come in there popping that trash, talking about this, that, and the third when it comes to their team, because trust you me, it may be a problem on your hands after the fact. And some folks are like, it ain't like that. Excuse me, sir. I seen it firsthand myself last night. So relax with all that. So until you can tell me you seen it firsthand, we ain't even got no further conversation. But I'm just going to get into this thing right now because let me tell you something. We just had a dang old good time. But wait. I can't go without saying this. Jackson State, FAMU, Arkansas Pine Bluff, who else was there? Bethune-Cookman. Hey, man, all of those schools were here in droves, and they had a good time. But the school that stood out the most, Jackson State. Look here. You had the Jackson State man out there selling daggone merch last night. North Carolina Central merch. Matter of fact, look at the shirts that's over my shoulders. I actually bought those from him last night. I'm telling you that right now. Guys, listen, folks from Jackson State, Mississippi, that went to JSU, they out there on the ground. They ain't playing no games. They're trying to get to that bag however they can get to it. But you know what? They were some phenomenal people. They were out there tailgating. They had a great time, man. Had a great setup. I mean, hey, I just love the environment and everything and just kicked it and had a good time. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into this game because I know y'all like, well, Coach, what you got? Because we heard everybody else talk about it all day long. Yeah, that's true. You heard, this and that. But let's get into this thing right here. We heard the Trigger Man tell us off the rip in the springtime. It's going to start in the A and it's going to end in the A. Here it go right here.
We're going to start in the A and we're going to finish in the A. That's all I got to say.
That's it. Alcorn State, they started off hot in this game. They went on a 10-play series up and down the field against North Carolina Central. Now, I don't know if anyone really paid attention to it. North Carolina Central was in a 5-man front. They changed their defensive scheme during the game and went from a 5 to a 4-2-5. They went to a nickel set in which there's a lot of things that the Trigger Man did not see. He thought people were open when they weren't. Matter of fact, I got one even better for you. What they did was on one side of the field, they went safety high on one side and went man on the other side. So guess what? If Pringle was on the side where one safety high, they had people all over him. They was not going to allow him to get free and just make this game all about him going up and down the field against that defense. It just was not going to happen. Did Alcorn State have opportunities to put points on the board? You bet your ass they did. Matter of fact, they left. I would say they left 6 to 10 points on the daggone field. Know how? One was the daggone missed field goal. The second one was when they were in the red zone and Trigger Man fumbled the ball. Now, the other thing we're going to talk about is the punt return. I don't know what the heck was going on with the daggone punt return team, the punt team, where all of a sudden they couldn't do their job to stay in their lanes and stay disciplined. That is something I keep saying. Special teams is a key. You got to remain disciplined. When you get out of those lanes, guess what? You're going to get your ass burned. And guess what? They got cooked on it. Here you go right here. Hey, you know I'm going to show it to you already, but Coach going to keep on going with it. Now, another thing that got me was the fact that you got to give North Carolina Central their credit. You got to give credit where credit is due. They came into this game a hell of a lot more prepared than what many people want to give them credit for. Now, everyone keeps saying, oh, man, North Carolina Central really didn't do this, that, and the third. Listen, they got a true freshman out there that threw the ball for 2,020 yards in 2019. Six touchdowns, and I believe, 6 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Either 6 or 7 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Now, look, you already know he has the coach from Southern, the quarterback coach from Southern, coaching him, Coach Leone, right? So, come on, guys, let's think about this here. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. All the trash talking that was going on all week long, talking about those Southern coaches that left, and they're now on the North Carolina Central team, talking about how Southern was so much better without them. Well, guess what? Coach Navarro, being the defensive coordinator at Arkansas Pine Bluff and the defensive line coach at Southern University, along with Coach Leon being the quarterback coach, y'all got to understand, they got plenty of damn film from when they coached against Alcorn State University. Listen, if any of the Alcorn State fans that we sat around during the game, if y'all watching this film, please say, Coach, leave me a thumbs up on this comment that I'm about to make. North Carolina Central did. Every time you watch Alcorn State shift their defense over to the strong side, they went to the weak side, or they threw a seam pass, or the running back was coming out the backfield on the weak side. It never failed, and they never adjusted to it. They stuck with the same defense over and over again. You got to give these coaches credit on making the adjustments that they made. One of the keys that I also gave during my pregame video, I gave a key, and I'm gonna read this key off to you. It's real simple. One of the keys I gave in the pregame post was Richards need to be smart with the ball. Lean on Totten to release up the field, dink and dump the ball, moving the chains. Because the Braves defense will remain disciplined. They did not remain disciplined that whole game, because guess what? The 2 times that Richards was able to run the ball up the middle of the daggone field for a touchdown, they were not disciplined at all. Let me go back to my daggone tape now. When throwing to his experienced receivers, here I said experienced receiver core, he must be precise with the ball. He cannot wait and throw the ball thinking that, hey, he's going to throw them open. No, because Alcorn State defensive backs will be disciplined enough to go ahead and get that interception, take it back up the field. And guess what? He didn't do that. He pulled the ball down. He took off when he needed to run. Now, I also stated in my pregame key, I do have more than enough to get the job done if everyone remembers their assignments, keep the pocket clean for their quarterback, Richard, and not get caught up in the game with silly mistakes and penalties. Guess what? They did exactly that. Not to mention you got the 7th ranked all-time leading rusher for North Carolina Central University, Totten, who's out there on the field as well. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, yes, Alcorn State breaking out for 128 yards on 11 carries. And you had Duffy with 9 carries for 63 yards. Let me break something down to you. When Anderson broke that one big play, guess who they were keying on? They were keying on Duffy. That's why I keep saying, guys, listen, the scheme of what was going on out there on the field, no one understood that. But the other biggest thing that everyone wasn't paying attention to, Alcorn State running backs had lanes for them to run. When they needed to cut outside and go, they cut back inside. When they needed to cut inside, they cut outside. So it was almost as if they just weren't centered enough to make sure that they were able to get out there and get that W that they needed last night. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, their season's going to go up in smoke or anything like that. No, it's just North Carolina Central, they made the best of the mistakes that Alcorn State made, and they took advantage of it. The front four for North Carolina Central, I told you guys, they can get after the ball, and guess what? They did exactly that. They made sure that they clogged up those running lanes so that the Braves couldn't get out there and really run the way that they wanted to. People keep saying like, man, they had this, no, they didn't. It was a bunch of square dancing going on up there on the line of scrimmage where most of the time those holes were not open like you thought they were. Trust me. Trust you me, those holes was not as open as you thought they were. But like I said before, you got to give credit what credit is due. I guess Coach Oliver, like I stated before, he watched, he said he had the team watching ESPN and listening to a lot of different things that was being said. I guess he must have watched my pregame video as well, because I had Alcorn State winning the game 34 to North Carolina Central 20. Hey, Coach Oliver, I do apologize. You got my humble apology. I do apologize. Like I said before, I don't have a problem with saying when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you guys came out there with a game plan. You executed. You did the things that you need to do. And you made sure you guys walked out of there with the W. I'm not going to say Alcorn State couldn't have done it, but there was too many miscues out there on the field to really, see exactly what they needed to do to make this happen. These bad boys up. I told y'all I'm looking for shirts to put on the wall. If anybody out there want to send me shirts of any of their HBCU schools, hey, the address to reach me is in the description below. So guys, like I said before, and until next time, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, like these videos, comment on these videos, share these videos, and until next time, be the one and lead.